the crash that we had hoped would not happen, and look at the mess right here at the start-finish line. Too numerous to count.
I mean, there's just nowhere to go. I saw Bobby Labonte, our point leader, trying to get his car going. He's trying to drive back down the pit road the wrong way. Is that legal, Ray?
Well, I'm not sure, Benny. They might penalize him for that.
Ricky Rudd is involved, so is Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, Stacy Compton, Dick Trickle, Robbie Barrier, Robbie Gordon, yep.
There's we see Tony Stewart trying to get his car back to pit road.
Looks like he's got a little oil file there.
I see Matt Kenseth is going to get a lap back, and here comes the 32 car, Pruitt, trying to get a lap back. Will he beat Mark? Looks like, oh, there's cars everywhere. So slow down now, guys. Be careful.
Scott did get the lap back.
Now, Bobby Labonte, we see Kenny Schrader walking away from his car. Bobby Labonte, I guess they told him he couldn't go that way, so he turned around.
Well, Labonte's crew looks over the situation. Here comes Tony Stewart limping toward pit road with a bit of a fire there. And Ricky Rudd likewise has damage in the left front of that car. Well, let's take a look at what happened. The cars were right in the tri-oval in front of the main grandstand when trouble broke out.
The 32 car, right there is where the trouble is going to start. He makes contact with Robbie Gordon. He goes down, hits, I guess that's the 7 of Michael Waltrip, and then, look, there's just no place to go as those guys come across the racetrack. As the smoke goes up, there's nowhere to go except in the side of another car.
And from another angle, watch the contact between the tied car and the one running right beside it. Right there.
And the 40 car of Sterling Marlin goes in the back of Robbie Gordon, which turns him around.
But Marlin, although he may have gotten some damage in the front end, was able to get through it.
And look at that debris up there in front of these cars.
And Michael Waltrip took a hard shot to the outside wall, and Ted Musgrave did also in that 15 car.
Comes down and will take his 10th career victory at Talladega in the Winston 500.
The crash as the team across the start-finish line.
And cars slipping and sliding everywhere across the racetrack as the checkered flag waved. The 22 was involved. Ward Burton was involved. The 9 car was sliding.
The 44 of Steve Grissom was sliding.
AC Compton was involved here in the final seconds of this one at Talladega.
Well, they go across the line, and somewhere back here on that 5 abreast is just going to catch up with them. We see Rich Bickle go sideways, the 22 car. I think I see the 1 car of Steve Park going around. And then all the cars get obscured in the smoke, and I can't tell who's what.
Ward Burton was definitely in it.
Contact! Bobby Labonte's over! It's the big wreck on the final lap! They're racing back for the win! Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart are side by side!
5 car trying to get on the outside of Bobby Labonte. Labonte comes back down the hill, and now all of a sudden they're 4 wide. And Hamilton gets in the left rear of Bobby Labonte's car, and we see the car start tumbling down the backstretch.
And there's not a whole lot you can do. When you're behind that, all you see is smoke and cars go sideways. You just try to hold the steering wheel straight and get through it somehow.
Rode the roof the whole way, never flipped over. Just on the roof, and that's how it rode the whole way down the backstretch. Hard crash for Benson there. Mike Wallace. There's Rusty Wallace in the grass. Ricky Craven.
Field accordions back.
Whoa, man.
Trouble. Stewart in the wall.
Here we go. Here we go.
Robbie Gordonson, the 33. Harvick is around.
Here we go, guys.
The big one.
It's a matter of time. At least 20 cars.
The way this started, Kyle Petty got ran up high going into turn 1, and as he tried to find a place in line, the whole field kind of accordioned together. Mayhem.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Jarrett racing back to the start-finish line. Obviously, the caution is out. Kyle Petty in the 45, he actually made it through the wreck. There's Bobby Labonte.
Rusty Wallace was the last car to get through, and Bobby Labonte just got to 19 right at the very end of that wreck.
Mark Martin in the Viagra car running up front. Ricky Craven, 32 car.
Tony Stewart's going by, and the whole right side of his car, he's got into the outside wall.
Jeremy Mayfield.
Jeremy came up in front of Bobby Labonte. Bobby wasn't going very fast.
Oh, Matt Kenseth, number 2 point man. Second in points. And Jimmy Spencer, who was toward the back of the lead lap cars, could not escape it. Sterling Marlin made it through. Yesterday, lap 15. Today, lap 164. Now watch Kyle Petty on the right side of your screen.
Right back here. Here's Kyle.
He's trying to find a place in line, and everybody scrambles.
Mike Wallace in the 33 up against the wall there.
Elliott Sadler flying toward the inside wall.
Takes a hard hit on that inside wall, guys. That is a heavy hit.
Mark Martin, Terry Labonte.
Now, watch. Here's Bobby Labonte right back here. Watch this. Bang, bang.
That was Mayfield.
Mayfield come across and got him. I'm sure he thought he had made it through.
Elliott Sadler took that hard hit, but he's okay. Matt Kenseth is out of the car and okay. Bobby Labonte has climbed out.
29 and the 31, both the Childress's cars.
Steve Park has climbed from his car, and so has Dave Blaney.
Fourth, cut down a tire, treble, turn 1, hard, a car in the wall, and spinning down to the bottom. It's going to be 10 or more cars involved. Johnny Benson. Lap 4. Here they come to the flag, and everybody pretty much out of the throttle. Mayhem in turn 1.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car. Want to check, he may have been involved in that. There he is right there.
I think he made it. He was so far in the back, Larry, I think he made it through okay.
A little bit of damage to his left front. There you see Ryan Newman in the 12 car.
Casey Mears, the nose of his Dodge torn up as well. And Hermie Sadler has crashed out of this race.
No dreams today for Hermie.
This was his very first restrictor plate race start, Hermie.
Jeff Burton on the right, Casey Mears on the left. Darrell, there was contact and one car shot up. Hard hit to the outside wall. Flames erupted. And everybody piled in.
Well, let's see if we can got an idea about what happens here.
Darrell, I believe the 12 car, Ryan Newman, looks like he was out of shape, maybe starting to get loose by himself.
And Newman almost flipped over.
Remember, he had that hard crash at Daytona where he got on his roof at back in February.
I can't imagine that there wasn't some sort of contact that started that, because that looked so violent. Man, that car was almost over on its top right there. It hit that wall a ton.
Rusty Wallace, his teammate, the 2 cars involved.
As they come through, watch for the last 2 cars, which I believe, there's Earnhardt Jr. up high getting through with Schrader and Tony Raines. Jr. and Raines.
Not only the danger of getting hurt, it's the fear of failure.
Let's see what happens here. Somebody just started to come around, like maybe had a flat tire. Was that Mayfield?
That is the left rear tire. We see the tire rolling down the racetrack. That is Jeremy's car.
So he went up into Benson when the tire came apart. Oh, Larry Foyt first. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then the jam up behind him.
So that could be one reason that Jeremy had fallen back, is because of that left rear tire going flat.
Terrible crash.
You okay, man? Can you hear us?
Hey, guys, back it down. We're not racing. Caution
to the line. That's so fast they got to that car. That's great to see.
The attention already focused on the Elliott Sadler car. Waltrip's going to have enough. Michael Waltrip will win the EA Sports 500 at Talladega. Oh, the crash after the checkered flag. Bobby Labonte turned into a couple others.
Big wreck behind you, big wreck behind you. Be careful, just come on around. Big wreck behind you, big wreck behind you. They are lined up outside of you, buddy, outside.
Bobby Labonte, Kenny Wallace, Mark Martin. In a wreck after the checkered flag.
Took a proactive stance on driver safety in 2001. We've not had a serious injury in the big one. What triggers this?
Let's see what happened over here. Yikes. Looked like it, the 20 car made some contact with the 97 getting into 3 over there. And boy, you can see the results.
And Darrell, that happened down low. A lot of those cars were going high, but Kurt Busch went up the racetrack right there. That got about 6 or 8 of them.
Took a pretty hard lick too. Looking down to the inside, just not quite enough room there, buddy.
And up he comes. There's Riggs getting tipped down to the apron, and everybody just swallowed up as those 33-degree bankings clean themselves of cars. They slide down into those who were trying to take evasive.
Saw Kenny Wallace in the 0-0 car hit that outside wall very hard. Remember, they just installed the safer barriers.
See if we can see what might have happened.
Well, it looks like the 43 got tagged by the 02 car.
Hermie Sadler.
And
Mayfield nowhere to go.
Yeah. And then, like I said, when something like that happens at a racetrack like this, I mean, sometimes if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you cannot do anything about it. Like Jimmy Spencer was up there in the highline, he had nowhere to go. Track was blocked.
Some nice moves there.
$100 work earlier on the bottom, Junior.
Oh, trouble!
Jeff Gordon.
And there's a crash.
Rick Biffle. Casey Kane.
Several cars involved.
But the caution's
No, it's still green. It's still green.
Okay.
They're still racing at Talladega.
Last lap.
They will come to the checkers this time by.
So there will not be a green-white checker. The white flag is in the air.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking for his 5th win at Talladega. Works his way back to the front. And Jr., where his father won 10 times.
Oh, we got a car sideways in the
Win
trail.
number 5. The checker is out and somebody upside down. Elliott Sadler
again
lands on his
You're
wheels.
all right. Yeah, good save right there. You all right?
Sadler, who had that terrible tumble here a year ago on his roof at the...
And the last time we had everybody...
Whoa, I've got trouble right there. Mike Wallace is around right there, along with Matt Kenseth also.
And this will take some people out of the race, no doubt, Mike.
And Jeff, that was right at the same point in the pack. Scott Riggs got turned up to the high side. And look how many cars pile in.
I'm seeing 11 cars here on the backstretch. This is 11 cars. I don't think that we're involved.
The accident happened at the exact same point on the racetrack where Riggs got up into Dale Jr. 1 lap ago, the one you saw on replay. Joe Nemechek's car won't run.
You all right? Scott.
All right, there's Ryan Newman, Dave Blaney, Scott Riggs, Jason
I know you probably got the
Leffler.
wind knocked out of you. If you can hear me, just key to Mike so we know you're...
That's Ricky Rudd. There are, looks like the parking lot. It looks like the line of cars trying to get out of here after the race. Casey Kane's day may be done.
I believe I see the nose of Rusty Wallace, 2 car, Mike Bliss, the 0. Here's Sterling Marlin in the 40.
The volcano erupted.
Bobby Labonte in the 18 car.
That little smoke we saw from the 10 and the 8, that was the first sign right there.
Had Mike Wallace, Casey Mears, Rusty Wallace, Kyle Busch, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Scott Wimmer. I think that's
the 09 back there.
The 99 of Carl Edwards, Brian Vickers, Mark Martin.
And of course, Mark wanted to not take 4 tires where he would not be in the back of the pack, and he was still involved. Matt Kenseth in the 17.
Let's see how this started coming out of the tri-oval right to the start-finish line.
Yeah, there was some contact here. Dale Jr. was pushing on the 10 car. Dale Jr. goes to the middle. That shoots the 10 up the outside here.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson up into Mike Wallace.
Got into the 40. The 48 got into Mike Wallace, and that's all it took.
It was on from there.
Riggs was just in the wrong place.
He was. I thought that he and Junior had. I thought that contact between he and Junior may have had something, but it really didn't. Other than it pushed him up there where he could get in it. I thought that was. Oh,
there you go again. Truex and Junior.
48, 8.
Johnson hard into the wall, and caution is out. Now that's before the leader gets the white flag. So this race is not over.
Took out about half of our lead pack cars. See Kevin Harvick, our pole sitter, the 29 car, all types of damage.
Man, the way they were just, I tell you, the way they were racing, holy smoly.
Jimmy Johnson, our points leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
The first two cars I saw turn sideways were teammates, Truex and Earnhardt.
To lag back to let Mears go back by. Also, his spotter, Jimmy Brickhouse, reports to the team they may have some slight cosmetic damage with the crash.
Trouble in turn one.
Oh, car on its roof.
Michael Waltrip. Mark Martin is in it. One of the championship contenders.
Elliott Sadler, the pole sitter of the 38 car.
Damage.
That's Mark Martin's car right there. I couldn't really tell.
No steering at all.
No steering at all, Mark said, but obviously he is okay.
Sometimes he's just along for the ride. And that's what these guys in the chase especially were concerned about. They were worried about is this right here.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. got part of it.
How you flat tires? I got a lot of damage. I hit pretty hard.
Allen. Yeah, championship leader Jimmy Johnson got a piece of that also, Bill. He has called into his crew some right side damage on the car. Crew chief Chad Knaus calling Jimmy in. They're going to change the right side tires, check it over, send him back out to stay on the lead lap and make a game plan for if there's anything else they need to address.
Not too bad though, Alan. He got away with a lot of it there. Let's see if we can see what happens here, BP. You see Mark Martin there, and oh, it looks like Elliott Sadler got turned by Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, looked like he got hit by the 48 car getting down the corner.
And Michael went over twice. Look at the rear end hanging out of Michael Waltrip's car.
The 00 is Mike Skinner.
Okay, watch up front. Watch the 48 car. And it just tags the 30. Just tags him. Just doesn't take a whole lot.
Michael coming here.
Poor Michael, he has no place. He makes contact with Rusty Wallace and Mark Martin.
That's what sent him over.
Yeah, Mark's the one that launched him.
Before we race against
trouble!
Multi-car wreck in the front of the field.
Oh, and Scott Riggs on his roof.
Oh, Riggs.
Man, there's been a lot of cars getting on their roof lately.
I think I said earlier on that the fans loved it and the TV audience, but 43 drivers were not
don't like it.
too happy.
The window net did come down on Scott Rick's car, which is a great sign.
That indicates the driver is okay. Jeff Burton in the 31 car.
See Riggs. 48 has more damage. Scott waving to the crowd. Attaboy, Scotty. From Bahama, North Carolina.
He's okay, Russell. He's okay.
Climbing out. The drivers don't like the racing, but they sure do like the safety issues that have been mandated for these cars.
Yeah, the cars have come such a long way. Especially with the head and neck restraint, the Hans device, which I've tried out personally.
It was Casey Mears in the 41. He was right about where it started. There's Johnson coming back to pit road.
Well, let's see. There we see the 41 car. Looks like he's going to get bumped from behind by the 12.
Ryan Newman in the 12. Riggs hard into the wall.
And it gets worse.
Yes.
There you see the 41 car, the 12 lines up. We talked about this bump drafting thing. He wasn't lined up straight when he hit the 41 car. The 41 car was just a little bit to his left. You got to give him a straight shot. And this was coming through the tri-oval, which
Middle 3 and 4.
There looks like about a dozen cars. A lot of them just nowhere to go.
There's David Stremme up against the wall.
There's just so many here. Just so tight right in there. The 99 gets into the 5.
Yep.
Gets into the left rear.
Gets him loose and sends him up the hill in front of everybody.
The 99 had Brian Vickers passing under him.
Under him. It's just too many cars in so little of a space.
But this is what we talked about just a couple of laps ago. Plenty wide enough for 4 or 5 wide, but if somebody just touches someone, this is the results.
Mark took a pretty hard lick there. He got a good hard shot in the door, and then he got another hard shot down at the bottom of the track.
At least 9 cars involved. 15 laps to go this time. Trouble! 2 cars hard, 4 in the wall. Nemechek bounces off, catches Waltrip, who keeps going. Quaffle, another near miss, but he spins. And 4 cars are wrecked. LePage, Nemechek, Blaney, and Sorensen.
I'm going to tell you what, though. You mentioned Travis Quapple. How he missed getting in that. I know he spun out, but it was so close you just wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, 10-4, it was close. He's not moving anymore.
That's Nemechek talking about his car, and he'll climb out.
You know, they fixed it last week where they torn up pretty badly so he could keep his string of races running at the finish, but it's a little late today, I'm afraid.
He had been running at the finish of, 40 races in a row, but he'll have to climb out this time.
Yeah, 40 consecutive races without a DNF, well over a full season.
Sorensen gets going. That car's not raceable, though. What a mess. Darrell, they went 4 wide for 2 laps in a row. Something had to give here.
We see, I believe,
Kevin LePage in the 61 and Blaney in the 22 got together.
I'm not so sure the 11 down on the bottom, though, didn't start, forced everybody to move up.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin, I believe, got into Blaney, and it was a chain reaction from there.
Second time of day somebody's gotten into Blaney and forced him up in his...
Mark Martin,
yeah.
and that 6 car.
Oh, there we go. Casey Mears, McMurray, and from a huge pack.
No, that's Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon is in it. Martin Truex Jr. in the 1. Gordon just got hit again.
Oh, man.
Good. Real hard, buddy. I didn't see it at all. Yeah.
I guess Junior's back there in the middle of that, too, wasn't he?
Yes.
Denny Hamlin, the 11 car.
Yep.
See Clint Boyer, 07, trying to drive away. Well, we keep talking about the big one. This was it.
Looks like there's Boyer. Oh, that started way up high. Who was that at way up high?
That Carl in 99?
Looks like it. Have to get another look.
That started from way up on the outside of the wall.
Like Harvick. Was Harvick right in front of that?
See if we can get a. Well, it'll be tough to see from that shot too.
Now Harvick goes high and just gets tagged by Gordon. Allen?
Well, Bill Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking to see if he can score.
Oh, we got trouble, AB.
J.J. Yaley trying to hang on to it. Caught a couple of cars. Paul Menard, Tony Stewart, David Stremme. Kyle Busch, who'd fallen off the pace, gets through it. There were 7 chasers running in the top 10. They all appear to have been ahead of it.
A lot of damage there. The Stewart's car as well as Yaley's.
Denny Hamlin's on board.
Jeff Gordon, meanwhile, is back on the racetrack. This is going to happen right in front of Tony Stewart. It's like Strim is going to get in the back of the 18 and just hook him. And the 11 car ran in the back of the 20. No, I guess it was a 15 that did most of the damage.
Boy, it looked like Hamlin got through there somehow.
He ran in the back of the 20, but I'm not sure how much damage that he did.
He got it pretty good.
He did.
A lot of quarter panel damage.
Eight getting a little wider.
There he goes.
Junior.
Oh, no! Hits 25 up to 48 and takes out Earnhardt and Jimmy Johnson.
Caution is out. The leaders had already taken the white flag.
Make it where it's a one-stop race.
Casey Mears.
And you know what? I'm not so sure this is the product. I think he was trying to get the pit road because he was one of the cars that needed the pit.
Got punted by Jimmy coming in.
And it sounds like he
see if he fired up.
may have gotten turned by his teammate.
But I definitely think Casey Mears was trying to get to pit road in this 25 car.
That's what the spotter indicated, Larry.
Yeah. Let's see. He's
And
right here. He is
right in the front of the pack.
But you know, Larry. Yeah. I mean, he's up a little high. Man, that's a hard lick.
Hit.
But he was up a little bit too high there trying to get, you know, he should have been a little lower maybe. I don't know.
Irony is that Tony Stewart, who's now steaming up the outside. Oh,
trouble.
Ricky Rudd in the wall.
Trouble back
Nemechek
there.
around. Kyle Busch.
You know what? I'm not so sure that wasn't started. Oh, is that Dale?
Jeff Burton, 31 car. Kyle Busch, another wreck today, just like yesterday.
And a very hard hit.
That is, he's old. There's a window net coming down.
Oh, it's good to be 21, Darrell.
Nemechek's car crashed.
Kyle's going to drive it back.
It's going to try.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere but in a circle, and if he's not careful, it's going to cook that engine because you know the radiator, you can see the water running out from under it.
I tell you, we got to take a look at this, but I believe the 48 car was involved in this little skirmish.
Somebody tipped Ricky Rudd into the wall. Let's see who.
I think watch this down the back.
Rudd is behind Tony Stewart on the outside.
Yeah, they're right. They're right here. Here's the 48 car right here.
But the 96, Tony Raines, looks like he got up into Jimmy Johnson, the 48, initially off turn 2, I believe, Darrell.
I believe you're right, Larry. I saw the 48 move. Gosh, that's a hard lick by those two cars. Good thing the safer barrier is there again.
The 26 on the high side.
Boy, I'll say, look at them fan out. High, low. Somebody help me. Oh,
there goes Stewart, the 20 to the high side with no help. They're 3 wide off turn 2.
Trouble. It's over.
There's the caution. There is the caution right there. Only one attempt at this green-white check.
And Stewart has crashed. While everyone lifted for the caution flag, Tony Stewart ended up in the wall.
We were battling and racing, and that's why when we got in the back, we kept trying to go to the bottom to get to the front.
Oh, trouble on the racetrack, trouble way up high, and we now have the big one here with 44 laps to go. The 5 car involved. McMurray is there. Rudiman is involved.
7 car got it.
A lot of torque race cars here.
Chase contender Kyle Busch, he's in it. Major damage on the number 5 Chevrolet in his car. Jamie McMurray with the front end knocked out. He's going good. He's window net still up on the car. He's okay. A lot of damage.
15, Paul Menard involved. Another one of the DEI cars. 00, you see getting it righted there. That is David Rudiman. He is involved. There's the 00 of Rudiman at that great qualifying run. Best career start in a Cup car this weekend. Heavily damaged, trying to limp back to pit road.
You just wonder when this was going to start to happen. They're just starting to get a little anxious out there. Laps are winding down. 43 laps to go. And talking about maybe running close to 40 laps on fuel. These guys might come down pit road again now. Another splash of gas. And try to make it on fuel.
Let's show you what happened. Watch the 43 car. Watch the 12 in front of the 43 of Bobby Labonte.
Looks like Bobby Labonte just lost the car up against the wall.
Yeah, Bobby really didn't have anybody around him. It looks like they just maybe a possibility a right front tire went down, or the car just got flat out from underneath him and got loose. It just took off.
As much grip as these cars have, and as good as they handle, I can't believe that you just actually lose the car like that.
31 cars a second from each other. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Big one.
Was Bobby Labonte getting turned. Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart, the one, Martin Truex in it, and Jamie McMurray knocked down to the inside wall.
Yeah, but I can finish, I think. Stewart's coming.
We were lucky we didn't have more cars that were involved in that.
Man, Stewart for the second time today, and Kurt Busch in the 2. Truex.
It's just so typical of this place. I mean, you go, and you just get too comfortable,
okay. You just take a
and
look
you
at
get
it.
careless.
Now, I think the first car I saw sideways was Bobby Labonte, but I believe there had to be contact.
Straight?
And there's the back of Junior's car.
88's got trouble, but it doesn't look bad. That looks bad.
Yeah.
All right, now watch 43 on the right of your screen, Labonte. Let's see if that's where this starts.
There's Stewart on the end, going in there. They're starting to bang into each other. Oh,
Junior gets
Junior
bumped and then gets
turned.
Bobby Labonte.
Nowhere for Truex to go. Nowhere for Jamie McMurray or Kurt Busch in the 2 to go.
1 lap to go. Cobb and Trump spin, and the Trioval Michael McDowell has spun. The white flag is out.
No caution. If he can get out of the racetrack, we shouldn't have a caution.
Kyle Busch
Still leading.
Oh, trouble. A big one.
Much worse.
Turn 2.
48.
Keep rolling.
We still not cautioned. Caution is out. They got cars there. We got to stop.
That's ours.
That's it. You can't. The race is over.
Because we took the white
We're
flag.
in the white flag lap. The race is over. What a wreck.
We've got our Hanes on now. Napa Auto Parts. Napa. Get the good stuff. And Subway Restaurants. Subway. Eat fresh.
Walking back here to see if Edwards got through.
And the big one has happened at Talladega. Carnage all over the front straightaway here at the exit of pit road. Cars that have just been ripped apart. Martin Truex.
Blue on the 83, guys. Right front tire on the 83. Saw the rest of it.
The front of his car, number 1, is gone. There's the 83 car of Brian Vickers. They were 3 wide, back for about 30 spots. No room for anywhere to go.
We heard him say there that the right front tire might have blown on the 83 to create all of this situation. Just as they got to the tri-oval,
it's definitely flat. The car's going everywhere. We couldn't hardly keep up with where they were going.
David Gilliland, who had already gone to a backup car after being involved in that shunt on Friday afternoon with Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s right rear tire. Martin Truex had such a good car.
They're putting the red flag out now to stop because there's so much debris down here.
They will bring the cars around and stop them at the entrance of pit road, and good to see the drivers able to climb out. Dale Earnhardt Jr., by the way, is the leader. He had taken the lead just a moment ago before this happened. There's Brian Vickers.
These cars were all running so tight and so close to each other that they had to be touching each other. Maybe that's what happened with the right front tire on this 83. But man, you just knew something was going to happen as close as these guys were running.
Here we go. You can see Vickers right there in the middle. He's up towards the front of the pack because Dale Jr. is the leader of the race.
Oh,
right there.
Man.
Yeah, tire blows.
Well, he just misses the 31. 9 cars involved into the 38.
Look at Bobby Labonte. He's fishing his way through that. I'm telling you, he missed 2 or 3 guys by inches. Then you see Martin Truex had a hard lick on that inside wall.
How did the 31 not get hit here? Watch the car come across right to Burton, right there.
Oh, that was
goodness.
Close. Well, didn't we say in the top of this you had to be lucky? So that's one of those times he was lucky. You see Terry Labonte spinning down through there in the 45 car.
Woo. Oh, got trouble up front.
Biffle right in front of Junior.
Carl
Kenseth is in
Edwards.
it.
Oh, and turns Quapple into the outside wall.
And
Kevin, a lot of chasers involved in this one.
Oh,
17.
When you get off from there, if you can drive it.
This is definitely the big one we were looking for, guys. I was hoping we had not seen, or we had seen it and we wouldn't see this, but
these guys hung back all day, and that's what they get in then.
We don't have any brakes.
we told her, look at Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car all torn up in the front. We mentioned Talladega could be the turning point in the chase.
This is definitely a turning point for these guys right here.
Yes.
All these chasers involved.
Carl Edwards all day long tried to stay out of trouble. You see Juan Pablo Montoya head of the garage area, 17 involved.
Your teammates there in the 99 took you guys out.
Biffle's car's destroyed.
Be interesting to see on the replay exactly what did happen.
Travis Quapple, the pole sitter, brand new car. Heavy damage on his car after having such a great run. 22, Dave Blaney. Harvick also damaged. He's sitting on pit road there, right side and left front damage.
Do you need another pen, Doc? I see you writing all these numbers down. Are you out of ink?
I'm running out of ink. Is writing people down in this incident here. Again, Biffle, Edwards, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kenseth. 29 of Harvick. There's Carl Edwards, who had spent all day trying to stay out of trouble, trying to dodge people on pit road, even pitting a lap late to stay away from contact.
Yeah, that's frustrating to have a car as good as Travis Quapple had today to end like that.
Yeah, and he was almost by it, got clipped in the right rear, and that's what's so frustrating for him.
Let's show you again here. 14 laps to go, and the big one, 2, takes place.
You can see these guys coming on the high side. See Carl Edwards and Greg Biffle up on the high side, making a real run. You see Blaney gets turned a little bit there, but that was okay. That looked like that could be big. But the trouble's going to start right up here in the front whenever, looks like maybe the 99 gets into the back of the 16. That's all 3 Roush cars that it takes out right there. And Dale Jr.
Look at Jimmy Johnson just squeezed by this. There's still some wrecking ahead of even of Jimmy Johnson yet.
We talk about bump drafting. It's hard to see from that angle we were right there, but bump drafting in the corners, you have to believe that Biffle got a shot right there. I don't think that the car would just turn sideways. Jimmy Johnson right there in the middle, just behind Kevin Harvick, who was involved in the accident, but Jimmy Johnson's going to slip through. See Jeff Burton down the apron. Let's watch right here.
Still 3, keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Right there, you cannot touch somebody right there on that left rear corner.
You just can't keep hitting them, especially in that corner.
It actually gave Reagan the shot that he needed to get to the lead to win the race yesterday. Oh, goodness. Boy, Jeff Gordon just,
and around. He's car to the wall.
I think that was Jeff Gordon.
Here we go. 8, 9, 10 cars. Mark Martin's involved.
Man, you hate to see this early in the race.
I believe Jeff Gordon was the first car sent up and into the wall.
Somebody hit Jeff, and that guy started it. Look at that. Looks like a junkyard.
All right, boys. Let's go to the garage and we can get it fixed.
It's because it is. Oh, Clint Boyer all torn up. Scott Riggs is in it. Jamie McMurray, Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, and more.
Let's see where Jeff Gordon is here, because you see the smoke first when he makes contact with someone.
And it's the car to his inside. Now here's Gordon, here's Matt Kenseth. Watch the 2 of them and see if there's a puff of smoke.
Looks like Jeff has got cars on the inside of him, on the outside of him. Oh, and Kenseth just looks like he was leaving a little room on the bottom and moved up a tad and got into Jeff.
Casey Kane involved.
Well, I think
Allmendinger.
Listen, when the field went by, there were only about half. It's only about half a field left.
You can see right there, Matt Kenseth just gets into that left front of Jeff Gordon, and Gordon goes up and gets in the side of the 71. Gilliland, nowhere for Kurt Busch to go. Brian Vickers, and they just stack up from there.
Look, that's a 6-pack into the wall, just all in one move.
And this is the way the big one works at Talladega. I saw cars running in the top 5 that were involved, cars running outside the top 25. Get a little bump down the back straightaway.
Here we go.
Oh, trouble, hard in the wall, Robbie Gordon. And around goes Jimmy Johnson.
Denny Hamlin's involved, Martin Truex Jr., David Stremme. This is version 2 of the big one.
Well, desperate men were starting to do some desperate things out there as the laps wound down.
Like I said, Mike, this is when you lay it all on the line. If you got it, use it.
Both ends for Martin Truex. Robbie Gordon, oh, thank goodness he's moving around in that car, because look how the front stove in as he hit the inside wall really hard. Let's see how this happened.
Back in this pack back here that was jockeying for position. Everybody starts trying to figure out which line they want to go low, want to go high. Oh, Montoya.
Montoya got turned.
Yeah,
he
got turned and
like Montoya was
there.
wanting to move around, and when he did, he just got clipped.
Mayfield's car in flames, the 41.
Not a very good day for Hendrick Motorsports. That's 3 of the cars that have been knocked out.
Oh, Montoya just got shoved into Bobby Labonte, and just like a croquet ball being sent, Robbie Gordon got shot into the inside wall.
Boy, Jeremy Mayfield going there in the 41 car, he's got a lot of fire.
Keselowski tried to win it.
I don't know. I don't think he can step out until he waits till the last second and picks up.
He goes to the outside as Edwards goes.
Oh, no.
He turns him.
No.
Oh, and that destroyed the front end of Newman's car.
No.
Edwards will not make it to the flag.
Oh, Brad Keselowski won this race.
Unbelievable.
Carl Edwards' car destroyed, and Junior's protege, Keselowski, the winner, and Carl Edwards is moving around and ready to climb out.
Larry, look at that. The carburetor's gone off.
It's completely gone.
Carl did what he wanted to do. He stayed at the back all day long. He played it smart. Had this race possibly won. Not now. Not sure where Carl's going. Maybe he thinks if he runs across the start-finish line, it'll count.
That's what he...
If somebody run out of fuel right there in the middle of that group, it would cause a huge wreck. We've heard... Oh, here's a car upside down.
Big-time crash upside down.
Oh, it's Ryan Newman.
See Kevin Harvick there. Marcus Ambrose.
Ambrose is there, comes across. Harvick stops, and Newman's car comes to rest upside down on its roof. We were hoping it would not happen, and here with 5 laps to go, indeed it has.
Hell of a job.
I don't know what started that, but you see quite a bit of damage on that car. Flipped over 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I was looking out the window, but I could not see. That's so far. That's the furthest point away from us. Just couldn't tell what was going on there.
The safety crews are there immediately. They get in the car and will try to communicate with the driver. Kevin Harvick has pulled his car away. '39 car of Ryan Newman on its nose, on its tail, on its side, flipped over on its roof, and then slid down across the racetrack into the grassy area. 47 cars moved away of Ambrose, as well as a 29 of Harvick.
Yeah, these cars get turned around, like especially at the highest speed part of the track, at the end of the straightaway, and they get turned around and they just lift off the ground. And then we could see it tumbling from that point.
Let's show you again what happened here. 5 laps to go at Talladega. And watch a car get turned around.
Oh, he and his teammate Tony Stewart got into the wall, but you can see it turns Ryan Newman around. As soon as it does, it's almost like that wing acts as to help to lift the car up. Lands on Kevin Harvick's hood. See Elliott Sadler there involved.
Elliott trying to jam the brakes on to keep from hitting the 39 as it was pirouetting up the track. He's able to miss it. Harvick able to get the car woed down as the 39 just comes rolling down on its roof onto the grass and comes over again another 360 before coming to rest on its top. He's up high.
Got a long way to go, and they're coming to the white flag.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes Kurt Busch around.
Oh.
Crash behind you. Crash.
Oh,
Mark's
upside down.
Mark Martin is over on his roof.
Back on his wheel.
Into the wall. Casey Mears, Rudeman is there. Reagan is there. Robbie Gordon, Jeff Gordon.
See Montoya driving through the grass.
And the white flag and the yellow flag are waving.
Martin still driving this car.
Martin coming from his roof, and there's the damaged 2 car sitting on the apron. Jeff Gordon trying to lift back.
Yep.
Mark Martin trying to get that car to move, and it will not move.
Now it's got some ruptured lines, it looks like.
And Jamie McMurray would be the winner here at Talladega. Now they will have to go back, NASCAR has to go back and look at the video. They do not use scoring loops on the final lap. They go back and look at the actual video. But McMurray at the age of 33 gets his first win in 85 races.
We're going to make it. Be sure to make it back, dude.
That is if he makes it back.
Yeah, still got to make it to the finish line.
Yeah.
Right now they're showing Casey Kane in second, Logano third, Biffle and Jeff Burton in the top 5.
Looks like he is going to make it to the finish line, Jamie McMurray.
So the first Ford win here in 21 races. The last Ford to win here, Dale Jarrett, in October of 2005. But now it is Jamie McMurray in victory lane as a winner at Talladega.
Now, unofficially, looks like maybe Casey Kane will finish second. Joey Logano around third.
Great job.
Greg Biffle did a great job. Jeff Burton up maybe somewhere around the 5th spot, as NASCAR, as Doc said, will have to go back to the loops and see exactly where everyone was when the caution was displayed.
Mark Martin was hoping to have a top 5. You see the damaged car on the 00, but Mark Martin was hoping to have a top 5. And they've helped him get out of the car. There's the 2 car being worked on. Let's show you again here, coming down for the white flag out of turn 4.
Looks like Keselowski got into the 2 a little too hard, but Jimmy Johnson just in front of that 82 car, you can see sneaks by there, along with Michael Waltrip.
Looks like Keselowski was actually getting a little bit of a shove from behind, too, from Brian Vickers. Kind of a stack-up that caused it.
And Mark Martin went completely over on his roof, back over on the wheels, came and hit the outside wall, and slid down across the grass. Right now we're showing Mark.
Labonte trying to be
trouble. Sam Hornish in the 77.
He got into
and Elliott Sadler was involved.
Menard, Stremme, and Kenseth.
Michael's going out there. He got damaged too as he went by.
The 36, the Tommy Baldwin car of Johnny Sauter, all involved in the tri-oval.
Darrell, you talked about the tri-oval. Most treacherous place around is 2.66 mile
If we
track.
can see what happened here. We see the yellow cars up on the outside there.
Way up high, the yellow car, that's Sauter. And around he goes.
Looks like that's
the
off
front
the
bumper
bumper
of Kyle Busch.
Yep. And of course, all these other guys down here on the inside. There's a lot of cars bouncing off of each other. Matt Kenseth gets a good bit of damage.
Sauter is okay. He's put the window net down, signaling emergency crews that he's all right, and everyone else drove away.
One of the things that I didn't like about that last sequence of pit stops, fuel only, no tires. Somebody took 2, somebody took 4. Cars get a little bit off.
Look in the high lane. Michael Waltrip right behind Kyle Busch in the 55. Pow, gets it in the left front.
Boy, he did. That's a hard lick. Poor Matt Kenseth. His day was just doomed from the get-go.
And Junior versus McMurray, Biffle, Montoya. Trouble, front straightaway in the tri-oval. It's Jeff Burton. Jeff Gordon and Scott Speed.
Something was going on with that group back there. There was a couple of them falling backwards when they went through 3 and 4.
Caution's out with 6 laps to go. And there is perhaps the best car here coming into this race. Jeff Burton will not win.
Mike,
now, something happened with Jeff Gordon.
Let's watch out.
Oh boy!
The left front.
He's got a lot of damage. But let's take a look at. Here we are going down the back. Here, right in here. Here's Jeff Burton going right there. He and Jeff Gordon, and you see Gordon gets down on the apron. Jimmy Johnson crowded 24 Jeff Gordon down on the apron. That backed everybody up.
And you see the 48 car really backing up.
Yeah, they both lost their momentum.
They just lost their momentum.
And then, look, Mike Bliss in the 09 car tried to make it 4 wide on the exit of turn 4 into the tri-oval, and there just was nowhere for these guys to go.
Once you lose...
The leader takes the white flag under green. The next flag will end the race. Oh, around goes Newman. Newman up into Logano. 5 cars into the wall. 7. Caution.
Caution is out. The race is not complete. Not complete.
Had to get to the white flag to be complete.
What did we say 30 laps ago? You said, Darrell, not sure if you want to be around Ryan Newman. His luck here is not very good.
And no disrespect to him as a driver.
Not at all.
He is just snake bit on these restrictor plate tracks. That's his second car of the weekend.
Keselowski, last year's winner in the 12. Elliott Sadler in the 19, who's come across on his roof here a few times. Joey Logano, last year's Rookie of the Year, and here is Marcus Ambrose climbing out.
And look at Bobby Labonte's car.
That's a shame.
It's slayed.
See if we can figure out what started this. Labonte up high, 4 wide.
4 wide is usually not a very good thing.
The 20 car of Logano gets into the back of Ryan Newman, and the 39 started this whole mess.
I almost wonder if the 39 of Newman didn't say, uh-oh, we're 4 wide, and maybe even eased out the throttle a little bit. All right, here we got a wad of cars going off in the corner. They're going to get 4 wide. You're going to see this, and here's the 39 right out here.
4 wide. You see there's plenty of room right there.
Plenty of room. I think that Logano just got in. I think Logano thought he could give him a push, clear that pack of cars, and go to the front. And he got him.
75 lead changes. Remember, the record is 88. Look out. 4 wide going around. Marcus Ambrose. 29. 29, and Kevin Harvick is involved as well. So Harvick, who had been running up front all day to avoid this, now has damage to the front.
It's too bad. Just put some tires on it.
The 26 of Bill Elliott also involved. There's the damage to the nose. He says it's not too bad on the radio. It looks a little worse.
Yeah, I think it's a little worse. Definitely worse than he thinks.
We're just fine with flat tires.
Denny
it ain't like it's crinkled up. We'll be fine.
According to scoring, Denny will be the beneficiary.
47 there in 20 miles. I know both of them helping us all they can.
We're being told that the 11 was involved in this. Don't know how much damage. We'll have to double check that with NASCAR.
Well, the rule is that if he was involved in this accident, then he will not get the lucky dog.
All right, let's see what we can find out.
See Ambrose right here. They got actually 4 wide right here. See Kyle Busch going to the inside. Kind of squeezes into 33, gets into the back, and then the left rear quarter panel. There's Harvick getting involved.
Gordon misses it. I don't see where the 11 was involved.
Nope, didn't see it there.
4 wide right there. 4 wide. Come on. Stay in it. Stay in it.
From Harvick's camera. Now Harvick's just going to be in a position here that he was not wanting to be. Yeah, you can see there's going to be a lot of damage on the front of Kevin Harvick's car. You feel like quick.
Man, Truex makes a nice save. He got pinched.
White flag.
White flag is out. 2.6 miles to go. Oh, trouble. Trouble. The big one. On the dinger. On his lid. Side over side. End over end.
Kevin Harvick's going to win this race.
Yeah, that's...
The race is official because the white flag was displayed and Kevin Harvick was in the race lead.
He was at the he was in the lead at the start-finish line, but did he continue to have that?
We're waiting for NASCAR to give us official word. They're looking at the camera results and also the timing lines. And it's good to see A.J. Allmendinger getting out of that damaged 43. Here they come around the track under the caution.
Well, Richard Childress is going to victory lane. Don't know which car is going to be there.
The checkered flag.
They're lapping past Landon Castle and trying to stay
Trouble,
out.
turn 3, Mike, sorry. Cars around everywhere.
3, 4 against the wall and sliding down to the inside. Reagan's in it. Casey Kane, Marcus Ambrose, Trevor Bayne, Brad Keselowski.
lot of dreams just went up in the fence in turn 3. Second caution of the day comes out at lap 90. Casey Kane aflame. And not going to get back to pit road with that one, perhaps. No, it looks like he'll make it. At least get to a fire extinguisher with it.
I think that's what he's looking for, a safety crew. And there's Trevor.
Trevor going to climb out.
David Reagan.
And let's watch from Trevor Bayne. As Casey Kane climbs out, he's okay. And Keselowski may have been bumped by his teammate.
Boy, it sure looked like it.
Think back to that first caution, it was Kurt Busch that got into Landon Castle as well. Boy, Marcus Ambrose in that night.
Trouble on the back straightaway.
Big wreck.
Kyle Busch is against the wall, and other cars are damaged. 49 laps to go. Matt Kenseth is in it. Lot of right front damage. And Joey Logano and Kyle Busch would have been a major part of this one. Watch the orange number 20 of Logano and the blue 18 of Kyle Busch.
Right at the top up here, your screen. Just haven't liked this personally. I haven't liked this combination.
It was right there on the exit of the corner. It looked like his car was a little bit loose to begin with.
Allmendinger spins.
With the 11 car of Hamlin, great job of missing.
I think one of the things working against.
Oh, no, trouble. Allmendinger turned around. Kyle Busch makes contact. More cars involved. Harvick is in it, one of the championship drivers.
Lock it down there, AJ. Get it rolling here if you can.
McMurray involved. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, second in the championship, starting the day. Front end damage to that 29 car.
A lot of damage to Kyle Busch, too. You can see that right front looks like it's headed the wrong way, like it might have a toe-in issue.
And that looked like maybe a push that the 43 of A.J. Allmendinger got through the tri-oval, which is probably the most dangerous part of this racetrack.
Juan Pablo Montoya collected.
Yeah, so is McMurray. This was a strong pairing right here. Get knocked out.
Yeah, and it was Allmendinger being pushed by his teammate, Marcus Ambrose, in the 9. I agree with you, DJ. That looked like that's where that started.
Yeah, and the cars get light there already.
Tires are straight.
You're getting a push, and that's what creates these situations in the tri-oval, because the tri-oval may look rather subtle, but it's a pretty good turn inside the race car.
Watch the top there, the outside, 43 and 9.
Yeah, it was just a big run that they had. They were going extremely fast, but it's just literally the rear wheels start getting picked up, and then that turns you down the racetrack and into the other cars.
I mean, it goes back to the thing.
It's Michael Waltrip in the 15, behind Labonte in the 47.
Landon Castle got a piece of that also. See here, Kurt Busch.
Hard look for Kurt Busch and Bobby Labonte.
It looked like that when we had followed Michael Waltrip and Bobby Labonte, that Bobby was really loose with his car. He wasn't able to turn it a lot of times and would have to chase it up the track. And you're right, that's a really hard lick there at the end.
You just know where to go.
Oh, trouble right there. Martin and Hamlin and Regan Smith with a hard crash.
In front of you there. Stay focused. It's coming down. Watch it coming down.
Caution is out.
They're running.
And Kenseth.
You know, they're running at such a fast pace. I mean, we're running 184 miles an hour.
Big crash, turn 3.
Reckon behind you.
Tommy Baldwin gets piled up.
Yellow.
With the 42 of
I think the
Montoya.
24's in there too.
Landon Castle, Martin Truex, Carl Edwards. are all involved as one car slowed in the top lane. Terry Labonte and everybody else piled in. Caution. Matt Kenseth onto pit road. Now pit road is closed. They will take a look and see if he was on pit road prior to the caution.
Yeah, as long as he got by there before that caution came out, he'll be just fine. Talking about Matt Kenseth, a lot of damage to Dave Blaney's 36 and a host of others.
Several cars were running out of gas. Somebody up into turn number 3 stacked them up. Watch the two white cars on the inside line as they come to turn 3. Whoa.
Looked like Blaney might have hooked.
Was that Castle?
Castle, I think it was, and that started that. And then Jeff Gordon gets pounded by Martin Truex Jr. He hit that wall hard, Jeff Gordon did.
Denny Hamlin,
now another problem.
Hamlin got into Allmendinger, who gets away, but behind him, it's calamity.
Outside, stay.
Good grief.
That's what I say. Good grief.
Keselowski and Busch get through behind Kenseth. Menard is wrapped up in it.
Yeah, that was just cars trying to get in position to get down into the corner. I think what threw everybody a curve, Larry, was that 17 restarting on the outside.
Yeah, and then Denny Hamlin, the minute they crossed in the 11, they crossed the restart start-finish line, he immediately tried to change lanes and it just didn't work.
I want you to watch the yellow car of A.J. Allmendinger. He's the number 22.
I think you're going to see. He's right here. Hamlin is going to. Hamlin right here decides. Oh, AJ moved over and tried to block Hamlin. Hamlin got into Allmendinger, and that started the whole mess.
Yeah, AJ tried to change lanes, and Hamlin was already there.
Pushed by Casey Mears. Kenseth with Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact.
Get out of you now.
Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Fortune's out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first. Is everybody okay? And one of the championship drivers got through. Which ones didn't? NASCAR will check the video to see who was out in front at the moment of caution. They have just called confirmation that Matt Kenseth is the winner of this race. So many cars involved in the accident. Tony Stewart's car up on its side. Jimmy Johnson's car all torn up. Here it is. Waltrip in the 55, Mears in the 13, Stewart in the 14.
You can see Tony just a little bit late in making that move to get back down. Harvick and Kenseth on the outside had a run, so they were literally going to go by him on both sides.
Watch the two. The championship leader somehow avoided getting really torn up in that.
See, it looked like Martin Truex was going to get through there. Bobby Labonte caught him right at the end.
They waited all day to do it, but it was big when it happened.
Yes, sir.
See, Michael Waltrip just barely catching the left rear quarter panel of Kevin Harvick. Get him involved. Stewart's car upside down. On top of Casey Kane's number 5.
Crash in turn 1.
Huge crash, unbelievable crash.
Kyle Busch got into the back of Casey Kane. Kane got turned into the wall as Busch tried to change lanes. And a lot of cars are really torn up. Yes.
Some heavy hits.
It's the big one.
Yeah, that started happening before it got to the start-finish line.
42 laps in. And we're going to start from our Goodyear aerial view as you see cars coming by with lots of damage.
You're going to see Kyle Busch and Casey Kane. They're up near the front right here.
Kyle on the outside.
Kyle's
Kane
on the outside.
middle.
Kane in the middle. Kane comes up and Kyle goes down. I think it's more like Kyle went down and Kane went up. They make a little light contact right here when Kyle looks like he's getting a push from Marcus Ambrose. Starts to move to the outside and catches the back of the 5 car Kane and sends him around.
There they go.
There we go. There was no way.
It's Kurt Busch up and over. Boyer's in it. Bobby Labonte's in it. Stremmy's in it. Jeff Gordon down to the grass.
Nothing else coming from behind you.
And Kurt Busch went over and over.
Boyer, McMurray.
They're just, guys, I'm with Denny. And, you know, having been in these situations several times, there's no way you can race that way and make it.
And for the 6th time in 7 Talladega races, a pileup in the last 8 laps. Look at Ryan Newman's wrecked race car. He's dropped the window net, assigned a safety cruise that he is okay.
The 78 car, Kurt Busch, it is destroyed.
Oh, and J.J. Yaley on track for his 2nd top 10 restrictor plate finish. And Danica Patrick, both torn up.
Yeah, J.J. Yelly in that 36, he had actually cracked the top 5 there, headed onto the back stretch.
Look at the 39 car here of Ryan Newman. Somebody been on top of him.
I think that somebody was Kurt Busch. Let's watch from the Goodyear blimp and see how this unfolds. Watch Kurt Busch, the black car on the bottom.
I think it starts up on the outside here. Let's see. Right in here somewhere.
That's Regan Smith in the middle and Yaley up top.
Right here, the 51 car. Owen Stenhouse squeezes to the outside.
And that's Yaley in the 36.
And that shoved Yaley down. And look at that 78 car upside down and then lands on top of Ryan Newman's 39 car.
Bobby Labonte involved.
So it was Stenhouse, the rookie, trying to go 4 wide on the outside, running out of room.
And running out of time. I mean, he's, you know, desperate. And you see the 36 move down just a little bit. And Yaley and Stenhouse thought he could squeeze by on the next to the wall, and he just couldn't make it. And this gets ugly. Watch this thing.
Right on top of Ryan Newman.
Hadn't Ryan Newman had cars on top of him before here?
I think the 2000.
3 wide again. Oh, trouble. Marcus Ambrose turned in the tri-oval. Montoya collected. Everybody else gets through it.
That's a break Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch needed.
Marcus Ambrose did an amazing job to keep driving that race car as they went off the racetrack onto the apron and not hit the inside wall.
Be interesting to see if he got a little bit of help in this.
You'd have to think so, huh?
Here's the first move. Oh, trouble. Dillon gets turned around into the middle of the pack. Casey Mears is the one that hit him. Caution is out. Race is over.
At Talladega on Fox. Stand by. Crash out of turn number 4. Brad Keselowski in front of Trevor Bayne. Contact. And a big pileup.
We saw this. We saw this coming, Mike. We've been seeing this coming. They've been getting more and more aggressive, and this is the result. Got the 24 car.
Trevor Bayne was trying to stay with Brad Keselowski. They made contact. A pileup and caution. Keselowski to the garage. Now watch the 2 and the 21 right there.
Boy, it looked like the 2 just started to get loose. I'm not so sure that there was any contact. Almost looked like the 2 just started to get loose all on his own.
It definitely did not look like there were any contact between Trevor Bayne and that 21.
Boy, Brian Scott hit
behind him right now.
Oh, there's the car. Who is that? The 48?
Oh, Logano's in it.
Yep, the
and
48.
Busch and Reagan and more.
The 48 broke loose. Looked like something may have happened to it.
And here come the drivers who were trailing the field, tiptoeing their way through. Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, David Reagan, Joey Logano are among those caught up in this crash at lap 174 with 14 to go.
Cue the music.
Oh, Michael McDowell had a great race going. His car is all torn up.
See if we can figure out what. I thought I saw the 48 car possibly.
Let's watch
right
him.
Here. Let's see what happens. The car's got damage. We know that. It's got the whole back of the car taped up. Yeah, you see right there? It just starts going around all by itself.
And that was all but in the same area that Brad Keselowski and the 2 car broke loose earlier.
There you go.
4 wide. Oh, trouble. A car spins into the wall. Turn 1. Carl Edwards off Ryan Newman. Caution.
Yeah. 2 or 3 cars are down on the apron down there sliding around.
And Ryan Newman and Carl Edwards, 2 drivers that actually hung out at the back a good portion of this race.
Cole Witt was involved in that. There's his number 26. 7th caution of the day, lap 183. Ryan Newman drives away in his Chevy. Now that was well back of the leaders, but it was in that area in the middle where drivers were jostling and jockeying for lane position.
Something happened to the 99. Let's see what it was. Drivers are all complaining about the cars not driving real good now.
There's Edwards on the outside. Oop, up he goes almost into Stenhouse, around into the wall and into the path of Ryan Newman.
We may have seen, we'll have to get another look at it, that something was wrong with Carl's car and he was trying to signal people behind him. It's got the look of a tire down.
Cole Witt goes to the apron and gets damage.
Trouble coming off turn 4. Joey Logano's around. And Jamie McMurray. First caution of the race.
Yeah, about half the field had to come down pit road to avoid that.
Which is perfectly legal.
Water pressure was okay. He'll get a wedge adjustment this time.
Trouble on the track, Dave. Cars colliding on the back straightaway. Alex Bowman, 23. Tony Stewart, more piling in. Is that Kyle Busch in the inside wall? 18 car all torn up.
We're done.
J.J. Yaley.
Garage, straight to the garage, straight to the garage.
83 involved, but the big story here, Kyle Busch riding around in the back in the safe strategy mode, caught up when trouble happened in front of him, and now Dave Rogers and the Gibbs team have to go into their disaster drill to see what they can salvage out of this day.
Yeah, you'd have to think that the 18 got hit from behind probably in trying to avoid or slow down to miss everything happening in front.
Yeah, it's hurt. I mean, the rear clip's knocked off of it.
Flat tire on Ryan Newman's car. Eric Almirola. There's Yaley.
I think this happened right around the 43 and 83.
And Alex Bowman.
So Tony Stewart gets some damage to that from that inside wall.
Here are the flat tires. pretty good. They're going to have to spend a lot of time fixing that one.
All right, let's see if we can figure out what happened.
This probably comes from just a push that went wrong.
Yeah, it looks like Almirola got into the back of Yaley, just at the wrong little angle and just pushed him in the right side.
And Kyle Busch there in the smoke gets run into from behind, looked like by Austin Dillon, the 3 car. Looked like Kyle Busch was going to be fine, but when all the smoke, Austin Dillon not able to slow down and runs into the back of the 18.
Now, was the 43 being pushed by the car behind
Kyle
him?
Busch right there.
Yep.
He had slowed down and missed it and got run into by the 3 car.
Oh, trouble!
Junior's in that.
David Gilliland, Michael Annette, Paul Menard, and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Bring it to us, man. Get tires on it, guys, and fenders clearance.
So caution out, half a lap into the green-white checker. I mentioned Dale Earnhardt Jr. restarting back in 16th place, and it went wrong for him before he got to turn 3.
Not bad, Stevie, not bad.
Well, let's see if we can see what happened on the backstretch that led to all this.
Yeah, this is Greg Biffle right here. You see just inside Dale Earnhardt Jr. looking to try, like he was going to try to make it 4 wide and clips the left rear. That's what set it off.
Just looking to see Carl Edwards and Jeff Gordon there, and the mere fact that Junior's car turned back the other way and spun to the outside was what kept them from being collected in it.
Yeah, and I'm just
71 laps, winning from the pole, which is where he started today.
You know, Jeff has had
trouble back straightaway, guys. Car around.
Trevor Bayne.
A number of cars
and
involved.
more. Logano is in it.
Crashing all. Oh, man. Look at that.
Looked like half the field piled up on lap 47.
The bottom end of the right, left rear turned this and got back.
I saw Menard coming off of turn 2 over there, and he was flying.
He had a big run.
My feelings are hurt. We had a fast race car. Sorry, guys. I don't know if the 27.
That was Trevor Bayne talking. Paul Menard in the 27 had a big run on the number 6 of Trevor Bayne.
Oh man, there's the 18 car of Reagan. There's the 5 car of Kane. But watch this 27 car back here. Watch him. Got a heck of a run. Coming. Gosh, the 6 just started to turn all by itself. I mean,
But Darrell, do you think the 27 car being out there on the outside, it just pulled the back end of Trevor Bayne's 6 car around?
It had to, Larry, because the car was not in any, there was nobody around him except that 27 closing fast. The air off the 27 obviously affected the 6. See right here, he gets a big run, coming. You got I think that's Tony Stewart down below him. He's got cars on both sides of him.
And then Kurt Busch got into Bayne. And into the wall he went.
Wow.
And once Landon Castle gets sideways to the field, along with Kyle Larson and Greg Biffle, there's nowhere to go.
No, and these guys have all told me that these cars in certain situations are really, really loose and hard to hang on to.
The 4 not going. They wreck behind him. The green flag is out as they cross the start-finish line. Will they throw the caution? Trying to get back up to speed. Caution comes out. Now the question is, who was in front?
Stay in front of them. Stay in front of them.
You heard him say stay in front of them. NASCAR will go back and watch video. They will look at the scoring loops to determine the finishing order.
And they threw the caution because cars made contact. They had heavy contact. They had to get safety to the drivers. That's why they threw the caution. NASCAR wants these races to end under green, but when you have drivers making heavy contact, they're going to throw the caution to roll safety to them.
That was officially an attempt at the green-white checker. One try. You see Denny Hamlin not happy at all. Torn ACL in his right leg as he climbs out of the 11. Joey Logano comes to the white and yellow flag.
Came out, I was in the lead, I saw it. 10-4, 10-4.
And Jeff, your explanation was perfect. NASCAR, it's right here in front of him. The 4 of Kevin Harvick said he had a hard time accelerating. You see there, he doesn't go. The 6 goes to the outside, and the 4 catches him in the bumper, spinning the 6. But behind them, there's even more contact.
95, Michael McDowell involved. Numerous cars involved in this one.
So right here we see they're under green flag. NASCAR's looking at the track, trying to determine if these cars can drive off. It's very important to see who the leader is when the light comes on.
Caution comes out, and that's how close it is to determine who.
Opportunity to fill up here. Just going to be, I think, 2 tires on this stop. This car just loose early on in this race, but they did settle it down much better.
Straight away. A big hit, and Jimmy Johnson goes spinning.
down. Busher. Oh, man.
Chris Busher on his lid and lands back on his wheels. Caution.
Oh, man, we saw 4 wide off the corner over there. I was afraid of this.
Michael Annett involved.
3 car was involved.
Chris Busher had the worst of it. Austin Dillon turned quickly, and then the 48 to the infield.
48 got quite a bit of damage.
Chris Busher reported on his in-car radio he is okay after a big flip.
See him moving around inside the car. Doesn't have the window net down yet, but he's moving around. Oh, me.
Wow, I just wonder, was that caused because they knew pit stops were coming and they were trying to get themselves in position to get ready to come to pit road?
I don't know, but they were 4 wide off turn 2 over there, and I said, I don't know about this.
That doesn't work for too long, does it?
You know what happens when you squeeze an accordion together?
Watch this. Watch this. You'll see it right in there where they're 4 wide coming off the corner. You see the 3 on the outside. That's
the 35, Gilliland above the 3. Now McMurray in the 1, the red car, comes up, just brushes Austin Dillon.
Turns him into the 35.
And Dillon gets into Gilliland. Joey Logano turned the 48. And Busher goes for a big tumble.
I didn't think that thing was going to stop rolling there for a second, DW.
Goodness. So it's just almost inevitable.
It's like it just sucked the 1 up into the 3 and
pushed him right up.
The 3 had nowhere to go. The 35 was to the outside of him.
Not sure how much
damage. Big impact by Annett down there, hitting that inside wall. Luckily, there's a safer barrier there.
Great camera work capturing this. Look at rookie Chris Busher's wild ride down the backstretch.
It's been a while since we've seen one do this. We've seen it plenty of times here in Talladega in the past.
One thing I've noticed, I don't see a roof flap. Didn't come open yet.
Brett Keselowski's one here.
Car to the wall, turn 1 hard.
Oh, that's going to be big. Big.
Oh, huge wreck.
Everybody.
They're still running into each other. Newman's on fire.
13 cars got away. Everybody else is in it. Jimmy Johnson was getting a push from Kurt Busch. when that began.
Saw the 11, the 42. I mean, that's everybody.
We had just been talking about the aggressiveness picking up.
Yep.
More pushing, trying to break free of that 3 wide.
3 gets wrecked again. Truex.
Now watch the first 2 cars in the middle lane from our Goodyear aerial coverage. Jimmy Johnson and the 41 of Kurt Busch.
Here comes the push. Gets a little side drive from that 27. Just gets him in that left rear.
Got him on that left rear.
It doesn't take much.
Can't do it.
You can do that a little bit in the corner where the car's loaded up, but on the straightaway, you got to be real careful. Look like just as the 41 was getting there, the 48, moved just a little bit, and that's all it took. That little bit of contact.
And around she goes into Kenseth.
Oh gosh!
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was.
I am not believing that.
He's fine, boy. You got the window net down right away out of frustration. The 4 car, Harvick.
Danica climbs out. Radio cord gets disconnected. Oh boy.
I mean, you just knew it was coming. You saw everybody pushing and shoving, and the cars slipping and sliding around.
I think Matt said, just give me a push.
Matt was 6th. And Danica walking over.
Well, you know why?
Yes.
She doesn't want to go.
She knows that you can get fined if you go out on the racetrack. She's going all the way over against the wall, and not sure. She's shaking up a little bit, I think.
Matt climbs from his car. He's okay. Couple of hard hits there.
Man,
wow.
I'm telling you,
I was just so worried when I saw Matt's car get up in the air and just carrying towards that inside fence. I'm so glad it sat down when it did.
Yes.
Oh, me. Flip those cars over, roll them down through there, tumble, hit the wall, and then get out and get in.
I think this is going to be similar. Her car hit the right rear and turned that car around the opposite direction that we're used to seeing, and that's what gets them upside down.
She's right in the middle, the 5th car back.
I think somebody makes contact with. McDowell got her in the left rear.
Yep.
And that
no, she hit him in the right front. And when that happened, it just got air underneath the car.
Is anybody left in this race?
Let's watch from the Goodyear aerial coverage, and you'll see several things happen here as Kenseth's car comes back down to earth.
I can tell you, a lot of teams are going to be freezing those shots to look underneath this car when they leave here.
No, I saw that.
It's not often you get to see what's underneath them.
Right behind the red 21, there's the 3 of them. Whoosh.
You realize how powerful the wind is in that situation. To be able to take a car of this weight, what's 3,400 pounds around, coming from the 18. Oh, the
Kyle
stepped
Busch,
out.
Dylan. Kyle Busch and Dylan side trouble. Car hard in the wall, 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution had waved with Keselowski the leader, and crashing are Harvick, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Truex, Labonte, and everybody else.
Good job today, Brad. That was you, man. Managing that.
I don't know how to explain this. I've never seen anything like this ever.
Bumper cars.
I've never seen
200 miles per hour.
I don't know how to explain it.
Similar to yesterday, caution flies in the last 1,000 feet of the race. The field is frozen at the moment of caution, but Brad Keselowski clearly was out ahead of the pack.
Yeah,
and will be the winner.
Any way you cut it, the 2 was the leader.
Upper left is the caution light. This is synced up with the video to establish the moment of caution into the tri-oval. Contact between Truex and Allmendinger, and then Cole Witt turns Kevin Harvick up and into the wall, and Stenhouse and Allmendinger. Witt slides along and crashes with Truex. Caution is out. Race is effective.
Straightaways, the front stretch or the back stretch, where you're going to pick that up.
We saw it just moments ago. And around goes the 16. The 83 falling up to the wall. 3 of them into the wall as they came out of 4.
That's a tough break for Biffle. He had a good car, led some laps earlier.
83 of Jeffrey Earnhardt involved. Casey Mears in the back in the 13 there, and Greg Biffle. The 3 cars involved.
Right here, straight ahead. Guys, come on.
A lot of damage to Casey Mears. He was pinned into the wall as Biffle was able to get to his pit stall. Take a look at what happened. A lot of damage to the rear of that car as well.
Okay, so they're coming off. We're in the middle of 4 right here. You see Biffle's at the top of the racetrack. And he's kind of down half a lane. Jeffrey Earnhardt's in the middle, gets in the left rear quarter panel, sends a 16 spin and collects the 13 of Casey Mears. As we talked all week long, the 13 of Casey Mears not doing anything wrong. They crash and come right in front of him.
It almost looked like the 16 maybe was going to think about going with Buescher. He wasn't all the way up against the wall. Saw Buescher in the middle lane, maybe going to go there. Earnhardt thought he was going to go to the...
But as soon as he could get some clean air on that car, he said, I think we're going to have a fast race car. His spotter, Eddie DeHunt, just told him it's time to be greedy.
There he goes. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, upside.
Upside
on
down.
The side.
Well, AJ, that was a humdinger.
Yes, it was, and that's there he is upside down, and I hope he's all right. I see him moving around in there. I don't think there's any issue with him.
Yeah, you just can't push on the left side of that rear bumper.
Well, you just can't keep pushing. He got into the 24 and just kept on pushing. But Mike, I'm telling you, I started my first racer in 1972. This was what I worried about. 1970, 45 years ago, and here we are. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
AJ tried to put the window net down
to the bottom of the racetrack. He stays in front of Ryan Blaney, and the wreck happens behind him. A.J. Allmendinger in the 47 spins, as does the 43 of Eric Almirola. Contact behind them. Clint Boyer's involved in the 14. Cole Witt in the 72. And we see a very slow rolling Michael McDowell in the 95 going through there as well.
Flat tires here, don't tear it up.
Just coming up to speed.
It's not unusual. A lot of damage. 14 car. Clint Boyer was having a good day. Just not unusual to see this at Talladega and Daytona. You get these late race restarts and every position matters and the aggression level just picks up. This wreck started in the back. Not enough space for those cars. Michael McDowell trying to make it through the middle. Cole Witt, I just don't think saw him.
Yeah, I think it was as simple as that. Michael McDowell was looking to go.
Riding along with the bat cam, 100 miles an hour on that camera as they go down the back stretch.
Oh, there it is.
Hard into the wall. The 41 of Kurt Busch. He'll collect the rest of the field.
The 18's in it. The 48's in it.
The 88 is in it. Just on the front edge. She starts to roll now on the apron. The 32 of Matt DiBenedetto. The 4 of Harvick.
20 of Matt Kenseth.
78, Martin Truex Jr. Brendan Gaughan in the 75. The 17, major damage. You guys mentioned it. Ram Guts and Glory, the big one. When will it happen? It just did.
You never wish it, but there's only so much space on the racetrack, and you could see 2 wide went to 3 wide, went to 4 wide by multiple rows. It just finally ran out of room at the end of the backstretch. We see Kurt Busch climbing out of his car. His day will be over.
And numerous cars parked in the grass. The crowd, you can hear in the background roaring because they saw the 88 get by. Even though he was sideways, he was able to continue on. And the crowd appreciating that. Still an opportunity for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
We saw Kyle Busch as well in it. Think about...
Red flag is out up here, so once you get caught up.
You can see the top of the 88 car. That's just the roof flap, the inner flap. When the flap opens, there's a fabric that comes up that creates more drag. That's just come out of the roof flap. That's an easy fix.
And let's look at what took place.
Just looks like the 78. Was that the 38 perhaps of David Reagan?
Yeah, I think it was a 38. It's like that 78 trying to make it 4 wide. That's the moves we see drivers make late in the race. You see right.
Suarez back up there. Big wreck behind him. Logano gets in it.
Wreck behind you.
Trevor Bayne also involved. Ryan Blaney in the 21. Big hit for him again. And the 4 of Kevin Harvick also into the side.
See if you can get rolling here. Before you.
All fighting. A huge opportunity for some drivers out here. Suarez is going to go around. He got tagged from the back. Right in front. Hard contact.
All right, hold it up there. Hold up there. Yellow's out. Be ready, guys. Right.
An attempt to make it 3 wide.
Well, guess who wasn't involved? The 88s. It's an attrition race now. The 24, the 19. Both involved, the 2 of Keselowski. Winner of stage 1. And you look at the damage to Chase Elliott.
That was a big impact at a very tough angle, turning up the racetrack. You see the damage on the right front.
The good sign is the movement and the window net already down for Chase Elliott, and he's climbing out of that car. Also involved, though, the 37 of Chris Buescher. And the red flag will come out again for the 3rd time today. See Chase Elliott collecting himself.
He's come so close to winning races. Had another shot today. See right here, Chase Elliott tries to make it 3 wide, and the 42 came up a little bit, the 19 came down a little bit.
Back straightaway. Eric Jones up into Jamie McMurray, who collects Trevor Bayne in the 6, and it's on.
Oh, hard
Bayne on
left
hard
side
hit. Martin Truex involved. Kyle Larson. And we're under caution.
He's involved in this. It almost looked like his wreck from Friday. Starts off that way.
Right across into Truex. And then Bayne in the 6 to the inside.
48. Oh, they're spinning.
Oh, Menard up and into Boyer, into the wall. Gets collected by McDowell.
Oh, no,
Keselowski crashes, and more cars are littered at the bottom of the racetrack.
Guys, I think that somebody may have gotten loose, got either into Jimmy Johnson or his car got loose and came down.
Here comes Jimmy through the middle of the melee. And
not sure Jimmy has much damage. How about the 18? 2 is crashed.
Certainly does.
We may have to list the cars that were not involved in this wreck. There might be less of them. Like Matt DiBenedetto.
I think Bubba's, I don't know, Bubba was in trouble, but I don't think anything. I don't think the 19 of Suarez did.
We're going to take a look at this from the Goodyear blimp and want you to watch William Byron in the 24 and Jimmy Johnson in the 48 as this develops.
Mike, this 3rd turn has been a problem turn all day long. I've seen cars get loose getting into 3 all day long.
You can see us. Oh, I don't know. I think that's the 48 as a right front fender. The 24 got close to the left rear. It just pushed that air in that left rear and brought it around.
Wow. Gray Galding shoots the middle and makes it.
Separated themselves, and now they're going to fight amongst themselves.
Oh, we got a crash in the back here in turn 4.
Into turn 4, up into the wall. The 23's there, as well as Alex Bowman in the 88. The caution will come out.
Right side damage, guys, right rear.
It's going to go to overtime.
You knew it was coming. You knew it had to happen.
Pretty heavy right side damage.
William Byron involved. Alex Bowman, as well as that 23 of J.J. Yaley. Free pass will go to Ryan Newman. Their teammate ran out of gas into the wall. Matt DiBenedetto into the 32.
Hey, there's a big wreck behind you. Big wreck behind you.
The caution won't come out if it will not affect the end of this race. We'll see if NASCAR will throw it.
A lot of damage for several cars. Bubba Wallace coming down the front straightaway past the start-finish line, bump drafting on the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Watch the right of your screen and see what happens.
You can just see, connects to the rear bumper, Ryan Blaney, and he tries to jump out to pass him, but they were still connected and made contact. Blaney actually got pretty lucky to come out of it the way he did, but unfortunately, it turned Bubba sideways.
Michael McDowell is collected, and behind them, Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick, and more.
You can see that hood flap. That means you're in that pocket of air that you can stay connected to the rear bumper of the car in front of you.
Yeah, he just moved to his left, and when you hit that car on the left side, it just.
And that's also as he turned back to the right. These cars, when you turn back to the right, they load on that left rear, and it just.
Car in the wall, Chris Buescher, and he gets tagged by DiBenedetto. Truex is in it. And so is the 77 of rookie Justin Haley.
Right on cue.
19 of Truex getting caught up in this.
Larry, that trend was nobody's friend.
7 to go.
Got a fire on the 95 to Benedetto.
Having a great day, just running so well all day long.
Good to see him climb out. Chris Buescher took a hard hit. And there's Haley. His rookie run spoiled. That's a tough way to end it with 7 laps to go. Oh, good to see Chris Buescher climb out.
A lot of damage to these cars.
I'm sorry, that's one of the safety workers there talking to him. He has put the window net down, and that is a signal to the safety crew that he is okay. Boy, that was a bell ringer for Buescher.
Really
Boy, it sure was. He got turned around in a hurry.
And here's Chris climbing out. The Prosper, Texas driver is okay, but that car took a vicious hit. And Martin Truex, cattywampus, coming to pit road.
Yep.
After getting wrapped up in that one. So coming off turn number 2, Buescher is 3rd on the outside.
Yeah, and keep an eye on, I believe the 10 car of Amarola gets a nice run behind Chris Buescher. He almost tries to make it 3 wide right there. Buescher comes down. Little bit of contact right there and just turns the 37 around.
Boy, and Benedetto had nowhere to go, and Truex had nowhere to go.
So happy to see that 37 car stay on the ground when the 95 hit him. Yeah, big hit by Haley in the 77.
Wow.
Well, let's show you what happened on the final lap as Chase Elliott tears the place up on the way to victory lane.
So this is coming off of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. Oh, yeah, you can just see, looks like the 38 goes up the racetrack, makes contact with the 24 Byron. And that sends Jeffrey Earnhardt and Kyle Larson. Look at the air get under the right rear of the 42.
Wow.
Heavy contact with that right front. Left front.
That safer barrier was there. Thank goodness for that. But watch this thing. Once it starts flipping, it's like a feather. It just won't stop.
Yeah, it looks like the 38 of Reagan just, I don't know if he gets loose or something. You know, obviously the car wasn't in the racetrack right there, sending him up the racetrack.
Wow.
Pretty lucky right there. William Byron didn't go upside down as you saw the car get up off the ground and then settle back down, but that was not the case for the 42 of Larson.
That's a ride, buddy.
Late block from Chase Elliott. I think fortunate to get away with that.
How about Alex Bowman in the 88? He gets a shove. He's going to go sideways right in front of the pack. The 48 caught up, and the 9 is caught up. The caution has come out. He got a big shove right into the front of the pack. The 42 of Kyle Larson, he is there. The 11 is caught up. And flames coming out from underneath the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Alex Bowman up front, blocking, trying to stay up front, got a huge shove, and it sent him down low and then right up in front of the pack. Martin Truex Jr. also caught up.
Martin Truex Jr. been riding around all day trying to avoid this wreck. ended up getting in it. We saw, obviously, Alex Bowman talking about all the guys that need points.
Huge playoff implications. We knew it was going to happen at Talladega. It was going to stir up the playoffs. We didn't know when. We didn't know how, but we were all sure there was going to be a moment.
Yeah, look at how much damage to the 19. Let's look again what happened. There's the 42. Man, destroyed.
Yeah, the 88's just way out front here. Huge run coming by the 22 car.
2 is clear.
And he goes low. The 88 goes low as well.
Come to you. Make the 2 come on. Big wreck in your mirror. Caution's out. Caution's out.
Here you go right here. 22 being pushed. Goes to the inside. Alex trying to block. They make contact. Around Alex goes. That's what we're talking about with blocking. You know, blocking is one of the things you have to do. You also have to know.
An outside line organized to push and help each other.
Oh, and around goes the 22. A hard hit by Joey Logano.
We're in it, guys.
The 41. Logano was running in the second position up there on that outside line.
Left rear tire blew out on the 22 car.
That's how fast things change here.
Suspension. The hood's up. It doesn't look terrible. Bring it to me. We'll get that tape down. Rear-bound cut. Get the backing off of it, guys.
The damage to the 41.
That's red 41.
Look at all this
Drive
inside.
off of him. I'll let you know when I
That's
see you
foam
again.
from the door.
Yeah, the left rear tire is trying to destroy. You look down at the bottom of the screen. Left rear tire is blown out, and it's ripping away all of the crush panels, starting to tear.
Pushing the 38 around.
Oh, no.
One got in the back of the 24.
Yeah.
It wasn't a flat tire at all. It was the 24 spinning, catching the left rear of the 22. You guys talked about it yesterday, the point of these Chevrolet noses. It looks like a pretty straight push from the 1, square into the back of the 24, but look at instantly, oh, it comes from like 3 cars back.
Yeah, they all bounced off each other. Nothing Kurt could do about that.
Front. Another hood flap flies off. Oh, around goes the 18. The 42 collects the 17 as well. The 62 upside down. Brendan Gaughan upside down as he went back in front of the pack.
We're wrecked here, guys.
And the big one happens right at the front of the field.
That was crazy. Brendan Gaughan just flipped around, fortunately landed on his tires.
The 2, major damage.
That is why drivers' heart rates are through the roof on these late race restarts, these racetracks.
Yeah, the bumpers just don't line up as well as they used to with the old COT. But the pushing is just as aggressive as it's ever been and creates those type of situations.
Rick, you were calling the action 2 and 3 wide. The runs were so big, and 3 wide, you can't move. If you want to avoid the run, you're just going to get hit.
Marty.
I just go back to what Kyle Busch told me before the Motor Mouth show last Wednesday. He said, man, I've been wrecked in the front, in the middle, in the back, and he was leading there and got in this accident. Adam Stevens said, hey, we're going to cut everything off this car we can, and Kyle Busch said, dude, I don't think this thing is going to roll straight. So you see them more dissecting what's going on there, and the same thing for Brad Keselowski trying to get to his pit stall, and you see Brendan Gaughan on the backstretch. Man, what a crazy crash, but good to see Brendan walking away from the car.
When you're in these multi-car accidents, even cutting stuff off and rolling around at 40 miles an hour is a lap. That could score you in front of other cars.
All right, let's check out this replay, see exactly how all this came down.
See Kurt pushing Kyle.
It just hooked him. And
look at Brendan Gaughan just flipping right over.
It's like the nose of that Chevrolet just can't quite push them straight. It just can't do it.
Yeah, the 17 goes up to side draft. I don't think that affects the 18. It's the 1 just pushing his brother. It peels the 18 off to the right. It looks a lot like the 24 accident. Look at the 62, a full flip back on its wheels. Thank goodness. Instantly stopped the flick.
Push from Hamlin.
Here comes Newman.
Oh,
sideways.
He saved it. He saved it.
That's going to give that 12 car a chance to get another run, but Newman way out front. They're going to have a big run coming up on this 6 car down the front straightaway.
Huge block coming right here.
Blaney, as they go around the 37, almost upside down. So's the 96, Parker Kligerman. Here they come. They make contact. They're side by side. It's a photo finish at the line.
It's going to get in the back of this 88. 88 tries to go to the outside.
And around they go. The 10 of Eric Almirola. Up in the air is the 18 of Kyle Busch. Ryan Blaney is caught in it as well. Can't tell who is wedged up against the wall with Almirola. The 18 was airborne. It's the 88 of Bowman.
All guys that are battling for the...
Lap 108, you're clear. 108 at the line here.
Oh, we got a crash.
48 goes around. The big one happening. The one's upside down.
Slow, big wreck behind you.
Kurt Busch climbed all over the top of the 41 of Custer. The 2 is around. Playoff contenders involved. Kurt Busch won a week ago. He's safe into the round of 8. Everyone else is still fighting for points and positions. The 62, Brendan Gaughan, his final NASCAR race was taking place, and he has severe damage to that car. You see the 1, Kurt Busch got up and on top of the 41 of Cole Custer.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Tell me the 22 has something to do with that.
You see the AMR safety team on the track.
Oh, Clint Boyer's out of his car. His day is done.
2 car looks unscathed here as he was spinning around, just has some flat tires to get back to pit road to change. Daniel Suarez with heavy right front damage here.
We were just talking about Daniel not knowing what he's going to be doing next year. Brendan Gaughan, that Beard Motorsports, a team that has 1 employee. Beard Motorsports, their only employee is Darren Shaw, the crew chief. Take another look at what happened.
14 car has the 48 car out of control through the tri-oval and gets into the left rear quarter panel and turns the 48.
Yeah, right there, the 14's pushing the 48. Gets him turning around. Now, slow for a ride. Kurt Busch way up in the air.
You can't pass below the double yellow line. Oh, and they're left behind.
Wow.
Caution comes out before they get to the finish line.
Look who's in it.
Once again, Kyle Busch in the 18. The 4 of Kevin Harvick.
Wow.
Look at the damage to that 18. What a day it's been.
We'll have to see if the caution did indeed come out.
They did not get the white flag, we're being told by NASCAR.
So that means they'll try it again.
They throw the caution
and that's the worst case scenario for the 18.
They're going to red flag it, so I guess not. I have no.
All that work to get the points they were going to get.
Yeah, frustrated Kyle Busch. It's been, well, as he's put it, it's been 2020.
What a very frustrating day for Kyle Busch. But you know what? They fought. They kept fighting. Kyle did his part. Team did their part. Kept themselves in the game. That's all you can do in these situations.
The 22, heavy damage.
Let's take a look and see how this happens. Oh, the 18 gets turned sideways by a push from the 8 car, Tyler Reddick.
19 caught up in it. Martin Truex Jr. And a lot of damage there to that right front. Big shove.
Yeah, it was a great move, but there's no organization.
Oh, he's going to get turned. Into the wall he goes.
Wrecking behind you here.
Bubba Wallace into the wall, and the caution has come out. There'll be a third overtime.
Bubba went up there to try to get the momentum from that high side, but it disorganized, and then he was trying to find some energy off any car he could find behind him. Kelly, What do you got on the 43 car?
Yeah, Bubba Wallace, what a disappointment after he had such a strong run.
Busch go backwards because of that.
He did. He went backwards because he chose the.
Denny's
wrecking. Joey Logano. Hamlin.
Made Denny Hamlin. And now look at Kyle Busch go backwards because of that.
He did. He went backwards because he chose the.
Denny's
wrecking. Joey Logano. Hamlin.
Logano. And Keselowski
is in it.
Boy, it's just scary. Anytime that air gets underneath that car, gets it airborne like that. Thankful to see that car get back on four wheels and not have a moving around.
Grabbing the window net there. That's a good sign.
Great sign. Look how it almost peeled that roof back.
Oh, heavy damage to Ricky Stenhouse, who had a fast car today.
Well, we talk about how aggressive some of these guys get at the end of these stages.
So the stage ends under caution. Logano was called.
It's just, Denny in the outside wall.
There's that risk assessment. Man,
Hendrick cars, all three Hendrick cars that are left of this field.
That was a big block. Stacked them all up, turned them around.
That wasn't a question of if, it was a matter of when.
I was just about to say one more lap to have a wreck, and then it started.
Truex got into the wall. Hamlin, crush panels pushed in. Byron.
But the pushes are getting so.
Oh, around goes the 77. Justin Allgaier spins, collects the 5. So Larson also in it.
Oh, Larson. How much damage did he get?
77 hit him in the door.
Oh, up in the wall. Alex Bowman into the wall. Ross Chastain caught up in the 42. The 19 of Mark Truex Jr. also involved.
Try to keep it rolling. Try to keep
the 18, Kyle Busch, also spinning. Right before this happened, the 18, 14 points above the cutoff line.
Nice work today.
The 19, only 2 points above the cutoff line.
Junior, you just talked about the confidence going up with the pushing. It seemed like the runs were coming and there was more contact, and then finally too much contact, and the 48 gets turned down the backstretch. Tyler Reddick involved as well.
We have seen this so many times. Somebody up front getting turned, and right there we saw it again, where the guy fighting for the lead in Alex Bowman gets turned into the wall.
Down the backstretch. They all got out of the gas because the 20 got loose off of 2. Then it creates a huge gap and a big run. And the 47, I mean, it's the same bump that he did multiple times before. And that time, it just turns the 48 into the outside wall.
The 19 doesn't look like he had contact.
Man.
Big hit for Alex Bowman. That'll put him in a huge hole.
And Ricky's thinking, man, I've been pushing him multiple times.
He's going to stay in the bottom lane. Right now, he doesn't have to make a decision, but he's getting ready to. Here comes a big push for Logano.
Oh, around goes the 37. Priest is around. He catches the 24 as well as the 21. Caution comes out. And fire coming out of the back of the 24 of William Byron.
Oh, somebody loose on the bottom, spinning out. Up the racetrack, contact.
Hard into the 14 to Chase Briscoe. Daniel Hemrick chased Briscoe, and it looked as if Hemrick got turned from contact.
Yeah. Team play. Here he comes.
Oh, the 22 in the wall. Back down in front of the field.
Oh, he takes out Ty Dillon and Daytona 500 winner Austin Cindric. A lot of cars with damage.
Keselowski's navigating.
Unbelievable. Just a bad push on that restart. Turns Joey into the wall, and he has no control coming back down in front of a field, bearing down into turn 1.
Todd Gilliland.
Man.
Cole Custer's whole front end smashed up. Ty Dillon got hit pretty hard.
Ty had a great run going today. Daniel Suarez with right side damage. We'll get a list together for you, and it will be a big one. Not the big one. Look at the yellow car outside, fourth car back.
And he's getting a push here from Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, but it all stacks up.
as he was 24 car was making his move down.
All those cars, the 43 is in the back of the 22. It's too many cars really kind of bumper to bumper at one time, and he kind of got spit right out of that line of cars.
Retrial today. We look down on Talladega Super Speedway. Aerial coverage brought to you by Geico. And out front, it's Eric Jones. Big wreck back there. That's Harrison Burton in the 21 and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47. There was a third line forming, and it looks as though guys were indecisive if they were going to jump into it or not.
Yeah, the replay will show, but a car on the third lane up by the wall was the first one to get turned around, kind of mid-pack.
It looked like the 21 of Harrison Burton was sideways turned around.
We were sitting here watching, and coming off of turn 2, that outside line was moving and got past Harrison. He passes them back in turn 3 and 4 and said, you know what, I think I'm going to get in front.
Joey says forget it. He's turned. He is turned. Logano in the wall. LaJoie and Stenhouse bring the caution out for the 6th time. I saw it. He was thinking about it earlier, decided to go for it. Just like that. Yes, Chastain. Push comes to shove, and Gregson's in the wall. Larson's around. And Larson up the racetrack in traffic, and he collects Preece. Hard hit. Good grief. Saw that. He got to pushing him hard. Chastain was pushing Noah very hard, but wasn't patient. Was ready to go right off the bat. Turns him around right into the fence, right in front of everybody. Tony, hard hit on your car right there. Very hard hit for Preece. Got on the side of the 10 car, too. I don't think there's much damage there. Now, what's this do for my fuel? Am I going to run out of gas, Larry? You heard Rodney Childers say that Harvick's going to have to pit.
No question. This definitely puts some of them in a little bit of a predicament. Absolutely.
Well, the good thing on fuel is they didn't have to run close to a full lap at speed before the caution came out. He's got some damage on the right front. That car skewed just a bit.
Well, they naturally put that skew in it for the restrictor plate tracks, but the right front does have a little damage.
AMR safety team very quickly to Ryan Preece's aid.
And man, they do a great job. We don't discount how much they help us in this sport.
All right, now Noah Gragson. You'll see the one drop to the middle here. Well, you see a big push out of the 5 into the 1. That got Noah sideways, got him up the track a little bit. Chastain saw the window, wasn't much of a door, and he tried to take it. Wrecked him. Oh, Larson slid up the racetrack, and Preece coming at full speed. That's a bummer for Noah. Have that opportunity there. Didn't even get a chance to really make much of it.
Well, just had a little too much movement when he got pushed, and it unfortunately got him to the outside and opened that door. That is a...
Blaney turns him around, goes Bubba into Keselowski around here. Oh, another hard shot. Allmendinger. Caution waves with Kyle Busch in front. Look at the carnage. This is the big one. And it ends the Geico 500. Well, he stayed out. We talked about it. Bad communication. May have won that race. Kyle Busch is your winner, but he's going to have to make it around here to the start-finish line.
Save. You got to tell us you got to make it all the way back around.
That's right.
He can coast from here. He's good.
He's got it. Kyle Busch is your winner. How about it?
Up here. Nice work.
Unbelievable. 62nd career win for Kyle Busch. Second win here. Second win of the season. Ryan Blaney comes home.
Now he's going to let this 4 car in front of him. He's lifting a little bit, allowing Kevin Harvick to be able to get clear. As soon as he's clear, the 4 is going to go to the inside. Oh, we got wreck in the back.
Okay, Got a big crash
They're
behind you,
sliding
bud.
behind as it went across the start-finish line. The caution has come out. Keselowski's involved in it. You see him hit the inside wall. Big damage, it looks like, to Austin Dillon. In the 3, Brad Keselowski. Playoff driver. There's the 3 of Dillon. Keselowski now below the cut line. Ty Gibbs also involved in the 54.
And big damage on the nose of that car as he climbs out the 42.
Carson Hocevar.
Yep. All these cars, a lot of nose damage.
I'm flat. I can't drive it.
The AMR safety crew out attending to all of these drivers. We saw Ty Gibbs walking there outside of the car. Here's Austin Dillon climbing out of the 3. Again, while it was crazy up front.
I was wondering if Brad could get that car moving, but he's got a lot of flat tires. Looks like a bent toe link on that left rear.
Yeah, the whole back end is busted off as far as the body work. Let's take a look at what happens. Carson Hocevar on the outside line.
Getting a push from Brad Keselowski here through the tri-oval. And it just turns that 42 sideways. Oh, man, massive, massive impact for the outside wall, the 54 and the 3. The 3 somewhat lessened a little bit of that blow when he collects the 6 as well, but hard hit for the 54.
Right along with Busher.
Still pump 3, check.
They're side by side through the tri-oval. Blaney, Harvick, Blaney, Harvick. They spin behind him. It's going to be Blaney.
Yes!
Blaney gets the win at Talladega.
Good job, John.
Made the move on the backstretch he had to make. When Harvick went high, he dove to the inside. There was enough room down there to jump in front of Byron. Byron forced to give him the push that he needed through the tri-oval to give him just enough, literally almost a foot, to beat this 4 car across the finish line.
12 one-thousandths of a second separating 1 and 2, Blaney and Harvick. Saw the 42 of Hocevar, or excuse me, the 36 of Riley Herbst sideways.
Or commit to running as long as they can, but these guys
the wreck trouble
here,
turn
guys.
3. It's Bubba Wallace and Eric Jones.
Oh my goodness.
That's exactly what happened. You couldn't do that. They were single file.
Yeah, the air cleaner is completely off of Eric Jones's car.
Now, this is the group, the Toyota group, guys. They were single file driving off, as Kevin was talking about, getting into turn 3.
What in the world?
Denny Hamlin is in it, down in the apron. Oh, and John Hunter Nemechek as well. So that is half or more of the Toyotas are taken out in this crash. Eric Jones has put the winner net down. The AMR safety team is right there.
Let's get a replay and see what happened here. What went wrong?
A shocker. Bubba Wallace climbing out. John Hunter Nemechek, it appears, got into the back of one of those 2 cars, and chaos resulted.
Okay, here it is. John Hunter Nemechek. You see, starts with the 42 car into the 23.
Well,
see him move up. The 23 actually gets into Jones, and then they start moving around, stacking them up.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what we were talking about earlier over that tunnel, you see the back of those cars moving around. Look at that. See the back of the cars moving around, and as they're moving around, they come down and they're all connected in a They're not lined up, I guess is the best way to put it. It just gets them.
He's going to switch back over. Oh, the block, and around goes the 34. And Reddick steals one. That was almost exactly how Brad won this race, his first race. Huge wreck here, guys. Reddick.
Oh my God! Great work, guys! Woo!
Tyler Reddick for the win. Everybody else wrecks.
You knew it was coming. McDowell was trying to block. That run was coming.
A dejected Michael McDowell drops the window net.
Great work, guys!
Didn't make it across the start-finish line either.
Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan will get to celebrate as car owners. It'll take a while to get the list of cars involved.
That block pushes him, and that was one block too many on McDowell's behalf. Turned him around.
And look at Reddick. Maintain his foot on the floor and shoot through as mayhem develops behind. The first 4 cars get by unscathed. Reddick, Keselowski, Gregson, and Berry.